Got vision and destiny. Add elemental, that's chemistry. All those heroes, that's infinity. It's endgame, that's Yuki peoples. Welcome to the discussion. So I feel like it's been a while since we had one of these, but just a little update on the different things that I have been doing in Yu-Gi-Oh with heroes and somewhat a little bit with Yubel. I guess we started off talking about Yubel. I did try 3 different versions of the deck. I tried the shifter version of the deck. Then I tried just what was it? It was another version I had tried. I can't remember exactly what it was, but yeah, we tried the shifter version. I didn't like it. It was pretty bad, but I also think that I was doing it bad. I wasn't also very familiar with my combos and how, it works and what you should do under shifter. So that was probably my fault, but I had a lot of success with the Nadir Servant version of the deck, which I will upload, combo videos and stuff for Yubel. There's like quite a few 2-card combos and things that, I feel like y'all should know if you watch my channel. And so I will upload that sometime this week. Also, yeah, I ended up second place with that. I think I ended up getting beat by Goblin Bikers. Like, it was crazy. He kept stealing my Nightmare Pain and my Eternal Soul, our Eternal Favorite and stuff like that, because they have cards that like equip them as materials and stuff. It was crazy. I didn't know what to do to stop the deck. But, eventually I just ran out of resources because he kept using them as materials for his monster. Yeah, so that's how that went. What is it? Also, recently on last Friday, as y'all know, like sometimes I play in our Heart of the Underdog format tournament, which is a custom ban list. Things such as Dark Law is banned, Dark Angel is banned. So, essentially it kind of, hits mass change in a way. So I don't really play mass heroes and such off inside of there. And also Fusion Destiny is at 1 on there now. So they did give me 1 Fusion Destiny, which is interesting, but there's no way to search it with heroes, technically. So, it doesn't it having a 1 off in there, it might come in useful one of these days. But yeah. But I was challenged to take the recent loaner deck Heroes Bond from the Legend Anthology Acceleration event to locals, and I did just that. I took it to locals. I actually went undefeated. I did have 1 draw, but I didn't lose a match to anyone, and we played it just like it was. On Master Duel, I did do the side deck myself because on Master Duel there is no side deck, and I wanted to to make the side deck such a way that it still like focused on like the older cards, so it didn't have any new stuff off in there. The only hand trap I allowed myself to use was Effect Veiler, and I felt like Crow could have been used also, but I just ended up opting for Effect Veiler and then going second cards like Book of Moon, Raigeki. I had 2 torrential tributes off in there. I had Mirror Force in there, Change of Heart, stuff like that. Yeah, that was pretty much, how I decided to go in my extra deck. I wanted to keep it old school and such, and I would say like my biggest challenge was against Raid Raptors. And yeah, that deck, I think like one of the duels he put up a 3 monster negate thing, and I couldn't play through that. But fortunately, my heroes were like big enough to get over like the 4K monsters and stuff, to push damage to be able to do stuff in order to actually be able to win that game. But that deck is like really, really good. I couldn't, I was starting to understand why it's so good in the advanced format and such. So yeah, but we had a lot of fun with that. I did probably won't do a deck list. You could actually just like search the game, what was it, game 8 is where I got the deck list from. It was just pretty much that deck list with from the actual event. And the only change I made was in the extra deck. It had Mass Hero Blast off in there, but in the main deck there was no mass change. So I did swap out Mass Hero Blast for Big Chill, Absolute Zero, and did he ever come up? I'm trying to think if he ever came up. I don't think it did. But yeah, I had a lot of fun with the deck trying to find ways to win with such such bad cards. Because one of the things is that it had 5 vanilla monsters off of there. You know, it had Clayman, Smarkman, Burstinatrix, and Avion off of there. And you know, at one point I was pretty determined to bring out Lightning Golem, you know, just for the fun of it. And then, you know, I started to realize that like after I won my first round, I was like, wait, I didn't think I was gonna win a duel with this, but I was like, I might actually be able to do good in this tournament with it. And we did just that. You know, some of the funnest duels that I've had in so long. You know, we played against Utopia, we played against Amazonis, Raid Raptor, just like it was so much fun, like using those old cards and, you know, seeing the old strategies and stuff as other people were using them as well with new strategies as well. Yeah, so, you know, there was that. With heroes and such, you know, I think lately I've been doing, you know, some stuff with armed Neos, and you know, it's been pretty successful. It's been pretty good. My Shadal Arm Neos deck, I do believe I got a second place and a top 4 finish with it. Shadal Fusion is a very powerful, strong card. It breaks the Fire King, you know, board so well. I feel like it's a little bit tougher to play it against the pure Snake Eyes version, just because they do put Omni Negates up there on the board. And yeah, it's a little bit tougher into that. But with the Fire King, Snake Eyes deck is good. You just Shadal Fusion, force out all their interruptions and such, and then they can't do too much. So yeah, that was pretty good and easy. And yeah, Super Poly is very powerful off inside of that deck. And you know, I think like one of the things I've neglected to do during this format is to play like a real hero deck and stuff. So we might actually do that. I'm still trying to decide whether I want to play Ubel or whether I want to play like a legit hero deck, because I have a regional coming up on the 30th of March here. I will be in the Fort Worth regional. I wasn't able to go to Houston because of, you know, prior plans and such, but I do plan on going to the Fort Worth regional. And yeah, I just haven't decided whether I'm going to play Ubel or Heroes there. I think like one of the things, you know, that I keep reminding myself, you already got your invite. You already got your invite with Heroes. And I think like both times that I actually like played in regionals so far during this qualifying season, I actually played like, you know, a true, real, legit, you know, Omni Hero build. The first time, you know, was just to get my invite to go ahead and get it early. And then the second time was I was going to play a fun hero deck, but then they decided to give first place a PS5. So I was like, yeah, I probably actually need to try to win that PS5. So yeah, we ended up taking, you know, legit Omni Hero there. I went X3, finished, I think like, you know, I went X3 the first regional, got my invite and such, went X2 the second one, finished like 16th or 18th or something like that. But yeah. Omni Hero is definitely what I believe to be the best version of Heroes, just because like all the other ones, such as, you know, even like Omni, even not Omni, what is it? The Cosmo Neos build, you know, you have to include all those extra Neo Spations and stuff. And even when you play just like the Arm Neos version and stuff, putting the Arm Dragon off in there, and you know, it just ends up being extra bricks and such that you don't need. It makes hands really, really bad. There were multiple times where I drew the Neos and the Arm Dragon together, and you know, it's probably like shuffling skills that was lacking there, because you know, when I tend to activate Neos Fusion, I send both of them to the graveyard at the same time. So if I'm not shuffling correctly, I end up getting them both at the same time again. So yeah, but overall, I really like that deck. I really enjoy the deck. One of the things to keep in mind when playing it is that since I wasn't playing hand traps except against what was it, like decks that, you know, were considered like a FTK, if I don't do something to stop them, I would side in some of the hand traps. But you have to realize that like when you're doing this, your opponent's probably going to take that whole 10-15 minutes to combo out to do their things. And I feel like when you're going into game 2 and game 3 and they're going first, it actually takes a little bit longer than they did the first time, because now they're trying to play around Shadal Fusion. They're trying to play around super poly and build a board to where your board breakers don't just completely just destroy them. So I did, play, what's her name? Spooky Dogwood off inside of there. I feel like, it was a necessity for that kind of deck because, watching your opponent go full combo 3 duels, it's like that's time. It just is. And then plus, the time that it takes for you to, break their board and be able to OTK them, or break their board and be able to set up the Cosmo Neos plays with Armed Dragon in order to keep them from playing, that other game. It is what it is. So yeah, had a lot of fun playing that deck, a lot of success. I really liked it. I wish it could be stronger. Like, I feel like one of the things that I made a mistake with was like the Armed Dragon that I chose was Dark Armed Dragon. Only being level 7, I was never able to blow up, these boards with, level 10 monsters and such on them. So yeah, that was a mistake on my behalf. But yeah, that's in other news. I did get like a small shipment in because I made a mistake on some of my orders and stuff. So, I had to get that stuff in, correct that. My apologies to the people who were affected by the mistake that I made, in shipping stuff. But yeah, we got a small shipment in, nothing too big. But I think like the main thing I wanted to get was like these. They got the secret rare tokens. So I got this one with Aster and Plasma on there. Looks really cool. I like the secret rare look on them. So we got a couple of those right there. Then also, for people who love Black Wings, I do have like a Crow available. It looks really nice. Jack Atlas also, it looks really nice for, for those of y'all who are into these. And then for one of my favorite customers, I'm pretty sure that he'll be excited to get this. It is Blue Eye Archiva with Obelisk on there. And then we did get some of the Stratos ones. I have a couple of these. We got the Stratos ones with Neos on there. And as you can see, it's got the 25th quarter century stamp down there. We did get a couple of the Neos ones like that. And unfortunately, he only had 1 copy of these, which I might still order some more in the future. Try to get some before the regional or something like that. But we got the Jaden with YUGIOH on there too. So yeah, those are just the ones that I have for right now. I probably will get some more, But and then I also got some field centers from the guy because I ended up selling this one back, and now that Yubel's actually here, I actually kind of want this field center. So I do have a couple of those. One of those is for myself, of course. One of them gets sold, and then I got some other ones just because it ended up being like a whole bunch of them together. Dark Magician Girl, we got quite a few of the Neos ones, and then these other lesser guys that nobody really likes or wants to see anyway, but we got some of these also. But yeah, so that is my discussion video for this week. I actually need to get back on these pretty good. I guess plans for this week as far as uploading go, I want to upload the U-Bell combo video. I'll probably upload, at least one of my duels from the Heart of the Underdog format tournament. I just try not to upload too many of those since they're not too relevant to the hero players. Like overall, I'm pretty sure that like at our different locals and areas and stuff, where we do play in Heart of the Underdog format, the custom ban list, is kind of different depending on where you're at. So, being able to play that deck might not be as relevant and stuff. I think like one of the ones that I'll do is actually probably like do the Rapid Raptor one, because it was my first time playing against the deck. Didn't know what in the world it did, and I made one of those crucial play mistakes of not reading cards and not doing things correctly, and almost ended up costing myself the game, from doing it and such. So, there are lessons to be learned from such things. And then also, for those of y'all who might not have seen it or played against it yet, just a little chance to see what the deck can do and what it's capable of. But yeah, appreciate everybody for staying a while to listen, and I will catch y'all on the next video.
Infamy, my wingman, he come through, he level up, he Goku, he shining out and popping to over 9K. That's a breakthrough. We on top now. Here's a look at our world.